Hello, Susan Moniz with Artisan Cookie Molds. I am here back in the kitchen today making some two-tone cookies for my mom. She is stuck in Rhode Island at her retirement home, stuck in quarantine there, while I'm here in Illinois. And I know that she's missing her friends and family and the treats that she has better access to when she's not in quarantine. So I am making an early Mother's Day care package for her. I am making two-tone cookies today. It's basically cookies made from two different colored doughs. So come on and join me and let's get started. I've got everything I need right here. I've got the two doughs that I'm using. This is my regular Susan's favorite cookie dough and the chocolate cookie dough. These are both on my site. So go ahead and feel free to use those. I picked out a few different molds that I think my mom would enjoy. They're just fun. I've got the watering can, I've got the heart wreath, I've got the Polka Heart, I've got a ladybug, I've got a music note because she likes to sing in her choral group at the retirement home. I've got the balloon hearts, another music note, double note, a bird, and a unicorn. Don't know if I'll use all of these, but I'm going to kind of play around, see what how they come out with the two-tone effect. All right, so I'm going to start off with the heart wreath. I've got my area all prepped. It's all been cleaned, disinfected, and my dough has been taken out of the fridge for a while, so it's not really hard. Sometimes it takes a while. If it first comes out of the refrigerator, it's really stiff. So depending on the time of the year, it might take a little bit to get it soft. The chocolate is a softer dough. Okay, so this is basically what you do. You take whatever color dough, whatever you're choosing, and you decide where you want the two tones. Now with this cookie, it's a nice clear mark or delineation between the two places I want to have the two different colors of dough. So I'm going to put the chocolate dough in the rim, along the rim of the little hearts that border the heart of the cookie. Now you don't put too much in. Actually, you put very little in, because if you put too much in, then when you put the other type of dough on top of it, it can smush it and push it right out of the area that you're trying to color. So I'm not putting too much. I'm giving a little space there so it's not overpacked, and letting the chocolate dough go up the side. The next layer, I'm kind of prepping it by getting it flat so that it kind of conforms already to the shape of the mold. Taking off the excess, just place it on there. I can already tell some of it's too thick, so I don't want to have too much pressure. Kind of spread it over the cookie. And once you think you have enough, like I think I have just about enough for the cookie mold now, then you really can start pressing it in. But still be delicate not to push too hard where you have the chocolate dough. I use my handy dandy roller. And it's okay to press in the middle since there is no other layer of dough there. I can see I have a little bit more than I need, so I'm going to trim it off like so. Let's see how this one came out. I like to clean the edges by pushing the dough back in towards the center So you have a nice clean edge when you release it. Okay, let's see how this comes out. Cool. So you have a nice chocolate rim with the vanilla or butter cookie in the middle. Got a little bit of, there we go. So I'm going to put that over here for now. Let's try another one. Let's try the watering can. I'll do a chocolate can and the regular butter cookie for the flowers. For this time, I'm going to start with the butter cookie. I can press real hard into the flowers. And the trick with this is, I'm just going to take this as softer over here for these little pieces. Trick with this is I'm making it at a real angle. I'm just barely filling the part that's going to meet with the other color cookie. So I'm pressing in the leaves, but I'm making it nice and thin. Here, I don't know if you can see the angle. It's like, it kind of grades down. So where it's going to meet the other cookie. You don't want it to be too high. It can be fully filled up at the top. But where it's going to meet the next cookie, the next dough, I should say, you want to kind of grate it down. Press it in nice and tight. Maybe you can see that. And clean up the edges as much as you can. All right. Now again, this is like I said, this dough is softer. Let's clean out any other things that might get trapped. Now we push the other dough. Let's see. Into all the crevices. A little rolling action. Whoops. So it's okay that you can see the chocolate is laid over the vanilla right here. I keep calling it vanilla, the butter cookie. But that's okay because this is the back side. What's important is what you do on the inside of the mold. So let's see how this one comes out. Caught a little bit of the end. Like I said, this is definitely softer dough. Oops, I'm putting it backwards. There we go. You can see it's two-toned. I have a couple more I'm doing here. I'm doing the mini bouquet, which, like the watering can, has got flowers at the top that I'm filling with the regular butter cookie recipe, and down towards the bottom it's got a bow. So I'm going to make the bow chocolate. Let's see, and up here, clean that up a little bit right there. Again, press in the chocolate, and it can overlap. Doesn't matter as long as that overlaps on what would be the back of the cookie. And let's see. And when you peel, remember your thumbs are pressing only around the sides of the mold as you release it. Cute. And now I think I'm going to do the Polka Heart. So these have little tiny cavities of little hearts. And again, don't want to fill those up too much because these would definitely just smush right out of the space. some of the other dough to put on top. Prep that. Take off the excess. Clean up the edges by pressing it towards the center. Okay, let's see how this goes. Now again, you lay down your mold nice and flat, and when you're peeling it up, you're keeping the rest of it nice and secure on the surface while you peel away around the edges and press and push it out. So I molded a few different kinds. I added some just regular chocolate and regular butter cookie as well to give her some variety. And I'm going to just pop these in the oven. Well, they were baking, and now that they're cooling, you can put together whatever it is you want to decorate them with. I'm keeping it really simple since I find the two-tone charming enough, and you know, sometimes more is just more. But I will be highlighting a couple of things that had pops of color. I'm starting basically, what my go-to is the egg white paint. So that's just mixed here with a little of pinkish red and some sprinkles to add on top of that. So I will show you what I'm going to do with that in a moment. So what I've done so far is I've just done a little painting and sugar sprinkles to have some accents. I painted Mom with my little pink and red paint, and then I just sprinkled some, what color was that? That was like a coral or pink I did over that. It just makes it pop a little bit. Like I said, I don't want to do too much. I added more to these flowers on the watering can, but I'm going to keep this one as it is. I'm going to add a little bit of red here. I'm going to add some red along the side of this one here. You can't really see it's red because it's the chocolate color, but once I add the sprinkles, you'll be able to see. This is just a nice way to accent this particular mold to make it stand out even more. So just using some of that paint, that egg white powder, and I make all my paints from the powder. I don't use the raw egg whites, so there's no danger of getting sick. So I've got that nice and wet, and sprinkling the red. It's funny how red and chocolate really look good together. The brown and the red kind of work well. So you can see, I don't know if you can see that well. Added some more color to the little bouquet one as well. Forgot about this one. Again, I'm using like the red, it really pops with the brown. And what I like to do is I take all the leftovers, all the ones that are multiple colors that have all been added together when they've been brushed off the cookies. And that's like my favorite combination, is when it's all the extra colors that are the excess that get mixed together. It's still drying, so I'm going to give it a second to set before I completely clean that up. So here's the set I'm sending off. Basically pretty simple, just the two-tone with a few pops of color. I think they look cute, and I think it'll be a nice surprise. What I do nowadays when I need to send out a bunch of cookies, I use my handy-dandy heat sealer device that I use for my cookie mixes. But, you know, not everyone has that, and nor did I have that just a few years ago. So what I would normally do is use cute little pipe cleaners. Let me show you how I do that. This one is awfully cute. It looks like a zebra. Just get these at craft stores. And as well as the treat bags, you can get those online or at craft stores. And just twist the pipe cleaner around. Usually I've cut a long one in half, although I believe they do come in different sizes. And then I just twirl the ends to give it a little cute finish. And there you go. So you can send your cookies out looking like that. It's very sweet. Now it's time to pack it all up. You know, cookies can be fragile, so you do want to pack them as securely as you can without having too much wiggle room, so they'll bash each other and break. You know, these things get thrown around in the mail. So I like to use as much bubble wrap as I can. I often will use the the FedEx bags that have the interior bubble wrap and reuse those. You just want to try to make them as secure as possible, so that they arrive all in one piece. Although cookies taste good whether they're in one piece or not. But you do want to try it after all that work to make them look good when they get there. Well, that's about it for today. Thanks for joining me. I hope that it inspired you to bake a surprise for someone, maybe a homemade treat, and maybe even send it through the mail. That's an extra surprise, right? So thanks a lot. And oh, I hope my mother doesn't see this before it arrives to her safely. Well, if it does, happy early Mother's Day. I love you, Mom. Bye-bye. And bye-bye, everybody.